Hi YouTube, hi everybody, hi Order of the Purple Cord. This is Lady Angela, and I wanted to talk today a little bit about Beltane. And I've been shopping for some Beltane items, so I wanted to share some of those with you, and maybe we'll do a craft as well. So excited to be here. And then this Sunday on Psychic Bob's channel, Spirit Channel, we're going to do a Beltane ritual. So be sure to tune in on Sunday at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, 6 o'clock Mountain Time. And he knows all the time zones. I'm not too good, but it's 6 o'clock my time, which is Mountain Time, and 8 o'clock his time, which is Eastern Time. So depending on where you are, tune in. It's a live broadcast of the witching hour, and we're going to do a ritual. So I was going to read to you. I have a 2-page set. It's basically information about Beltane. I have these sets right here. They're the correspondence sheets for each Sabbath. If you'd like a copy, you can get it over on my website at rarewiccaspells.com. I designed all these pages, and I was going to read to you some about what the Sabbath is about. So Beltane, it actually means brilliant fire, and the name kind of goes back based on the word bale fire. It's one of our major Sabbaths. It's a high holiday fire festival, and it's celebrated April 30th or May 1st. A lot of times it's also called May Day, which is the 1st of May. Some animals and mythical beings associated with Beltane is the white cow, goats, giants, rabbits, honeybees, fairies, and Pegasus. Let's see here. Tools and symbols would be the maypole and ribbons. I don't know if you're familiar with what the maypole is, but in ancient times, not even that ancient, but back in the day, they would take their old Christmas tree that they had not yet thrown out, their old pine tree, and they would tie red and white ribbons to the top. Red and white are the colors that are symbolic to the god and goddess, red being the god and white being the goddess. And they would tie the ribbons from the top of the tree or a pole, a big giant pole. They would tie the ribbons to it, and then women and men would each grab a strand. If you were a guy, you grabbed a red strand. If you were a girl, you grabbed a white strand. And you would dance about the maypole, holding on to them, and they would get interwoven and locked around the pole. And it was symbolic of the joining of the male and female. So some of the tools of symbolism is the maypole or ribbons, flower crowns, which is what I'm actually going to try and make with you at the end of this video. We're going to attempt to make a flower crown. Fires, fields, baskets with flowers in them, flower chains, white wine or clear crystal glass, the chalice, the butter churn, and also seasonal fruit. The essence of Beltane is compassion, youthful play, exuberance, sensuality, pleasure, action, friendship, and relationships. It represents the sacred marriage of the Lord and the Lady, which is, I like to make a flower crown at this time because to me it's like getting all dolled up and dressed up for the union, for the marriage of the Lord and Lady. And so you make your flower crown and you can wear it to celebrate the day, Beltane or May Day, or just the season right now as we get close to May Day. The purpose is it's a fertility festival celebrating the first day of Celtic summer and the first day of the light half of the year. Rituals and magic is the great rite. Love, romance, and fertility magic, elf and fairy power, offerings to the elementals, blessing your crops, lighting sacred fires, performing divination, building shrines outside, working with fire, honoring your house guardians, snake dancing, and also too, at times people have set dishes out to collect the morning dew on May 1st, and they would sit their bowl out there overnight, and in the morning the dew would gather inside the bowl, and that liquid is known to be very, very potent if you make it into holy water. It's very magical. Customs of Beltane is putting up the maypole, dancing around the maypole, having bonfires, mating, which is the great rite, which is, you know, what men and women do. So that's celebrated on Beltane, which is the union and the marriage of the Lord and Lady as a sacred act. Picking flowers, making flower baskets, playing outside, doing activities such as archery or horseshoes tournaments, sword dancing, feasting, drinking and music, moving the herds to higher pasture, and just having friendly times. Um, it's an air and a masculine celebration. Represents the coming of the Lord in his male, not in his male, but as his fully grown Lord status at this time, and him mating with the lady. And it also represents with our land. You know, the sun is now out, it's hotter in the daytime, and we're able to plant our seeds into the Mother Earth. And it's the union of the rays of the sun and the ground and the moisture and the seeds and what makes it germinate and sprout. So therefore a fertility festival. And if you wanted to get a hold of these pages, there's a lot more on here that I did not read, but you could get at rarewiccaspells.com. Type in Beltane and it'll pop up. There's also some rituals over there too. But I've been shopping for stuff Beltane related, and I wanted to show you some of the things that I got. Now, we talked about how the colors are red and white for the Lord and Lady. And so I went to my dollar store, and I actually found this candle, which has red and white. What I love is the top is apple, and the bottom is vanilla, which I've really been enjoying burning this and having in mind that it being symbolic of the union of the Lord and Lady, and I've been really enjoying that. So that's one thing I've gotten. And as far as colors, not just red and white are good for this time, but any pastel colors. And I picked up at the dollar store, it's gotten a little tangled, but it's this here that has all of these ribbons on it. Pastel's got purple, yellow, blue, pink. And I'm going to try and use some of this in making my crown, my flower crown. I picked up some red and white taper candles. I'm not sure what Psychic Bob has planned for a Beltane ritual, but if he needs red and white candles in it, I sure got mine ready. So, and I'll do my own private ritual, and so I've got my red and white candles. Another thing I did is I got 2 separate jar candles, red and white. Hot apple pie and vanilla icing. I love that. Some of the scents, like for incense, that is specific to Beltane, would be mixing the scent of rose and vanilla. And I have actually some, I've had this for a while, but some rose oil to put into a oil infuser, one of the oil burners. And I picked up some regular vanilla. It might not be recommended, it might not go well, but I'm going to put a few drops of that with my rose and my little tea light and see if I can enjoy the smell of that. So now I got to get my goodies here to show you how I'm wanting to make my flower crown. So, okay, so maybe you don't know what the flower crown is that I'm talking about. I printed off a couple pictures off of Google just to show you. This is what the goal is to create. It doesn't mean that's what mine's going to look like. So I'll keep you posted, and I'm really happy that you're going to be here with this exciting craft with me. But here's the goal, is to have something that resembles that, a flower crown to honor the wedding and the union of the Lord and Lady. Here's a big one. Now, first I was thinking how to make the band. And so I went to Walmart this morning and I picked up some floral wire, and it's these long, stiff strands. I'm going to try to make it where it'll go around my head, at least a wire band. I might have to break out the Gorilla duct tape to put the ends together just to get the crown base going, the ringlet, circlet. Then I picked up, before I found these, I was thinking, what in the world can I make the crown part with? And granted, if I was outside using real plants, I could use branches of trees and you kind of weave them and twist them to make the crown. Well, I picked up for $1 each at Walmart these bundles of pretty flowers. And so once I make the crown with this, I'm thinking to cut off bits of this here, see, like a single one, and weave it in there to where these would be around it, you know. So, going to work with that. We'll see how that goes. Next, I I didn't have a glue gun, so I picked up a glue gun because we just might need it. That, maybe some of that Gorilla duct tape. But yesterday I was shopping for this stuff, and that's when I picked up the ribbon. I may tie some ribbon in it, hanging off some neat ribbon. And I looked in their fake flower section. I was hoping for like long strands to use. That would have been much better to make the crown with, but they didn't have it. And all they had was like bouquets, and their flowers weren't that pretty at the dollar store. But then I spotted these, and I know you know what these are, lays. But I thought, it's pink and blue. And maybe I could wrap these around and have the flowers sticking out and make my flower crown. So I'm going to give it a go, and I'll come back and show you what I came up with. I hope it turns out good, and I'm glad you all are here. Oh, before I forget, I have been also preparing my home for Beltane. At this time, at this Sabbath, I like to do some spring cleaning, specifically inside. So I've been cleaning, reorganizing, changing the look of things, rearranging furniture, just giving a whole new fresh look to invite in more positive energy. I saged the house just to run off any of the stagnant energy from winter time, because now it is finally warm. It is summertime. I've been having my windows open to let in fresh air and opening the curtains to let in the bright sunlight. My inside plants have just been loving it. Outside, I've been doing some gardening, which is to honor the Fae. During Beltane, it said that the Fae, that's when they show up. When the veil is thin and the Fae people show up. So you want to do different little things that appeal to the Fae and show them that they're welcome and invited to be with you. Some of the things I was doing was I moved around my wind chimes. I have about 4 wind chimes outside, and I relocated them outside by my front door. So it's kind of like a welcoming, the chiming of the wind chimes, and I'm really enjoying that. I moved some of my hanging inside plants to outside, and set up my mud room outside, my little patio or porch, and it's really looking nice. It has some live plants out there. It's got my wind chimes out there. It's got some different things I think the Fae people would really like. And I even hung a flag. I have a flag, just a little garden flag by my front door, and it has a gnome, and it says welcome, which really is just a welcome sign, but yet it has a Fae on there by having a gnome on there, and it says welcome, so I think that's inviting as well. So I think I should get some positive energy from the Fae people. I made the stepstones on my last video. That's garden related. The Fae like that kind of stuff. And they'll bring positivity and blessings to you if they feel that you're a good place and you're a good home and that they're welcome. So, okay guys, I'm going to give it a go and make it this crown. I hope I nail it in a good way, but I'll be sure to let you know. See you in just a So I'm making progress here. I was able to take 2 of these. They're falling everywhere. So I took 2 of these because one of them would not go all the way around my head. So I took 2 of them and I kind of looped them and wound them together. Then I put a little bit of good old black Gorilla duct tape on the end. And then the 2 loose ends, I kind of twisted them around, and I made it a little bit bigger than my head because I think once all the flowers are around it, it'll make it snugger or smaller around my head. So I made it a little bit bigger for now. And so I got the little loose ends bound down. This here, it fits. Beautiful, right? Okay, now I'm going to try and put some flowers around it. Be right back. So it's going pretty good, just trying to wrap the lei around it. I think I'm going to have to use some hot glue, maybe, to keep it in place. Because I know if I cut the lei, that the flowers will all fall off, because it's just like a solid string in there. But so far, I'm really liking it. I'm just wrapping it around here, just kind of haphazardly. I'm already liking it. Look, isn't that cool? It's all crookedy, but I'm really liking it. So Yes. I'm going to try and put a little bit of glue on here and then wrap it with the pink one, and I'll be right back. We'll see how it goes. I'm liking that. What do you guys think? Is it kind of styling? What is this? It's a crunchy feeling flour. I like this way better. I'm liking it. Okay, be back in a minute. I think I'm nailing it. So it's turning out awesome. I used some hot glue and bunched it up, and it's really looking great. So I've decided before I put the pink lay on it, I'm going to go ahead. Yeah, I really like it. I'm going to go ahead and cut off some of these because I think the wires of these flowers, which I really like, the flowers are pretty. I want to hide the wires with the pink lay. So I'm just using some, wire cutters I use for jewelry making. I'm just clipping them off. And I'm going to try and weave them into my crown. I'm really liking it. And I'll come back in just a minute and show you how it goes. Okay, so to give you an update, so I cut the little flowers off, and I had scooted this up here, and I was trying to find a way, to use the wire. And what kept happening is the wire was just popping out of it, and it was just going to be really hard. So I had to rethink it, and I went ahead and I wrapped the pink lay around it, and it looks beautiful. Look at that. It looks beautiful. I really like it. Not sure which side I like best. It's huge. That's okay. I like it. So, there we go. I'll go with that. I think I'll just take these and maybe glue them in here, here and there. These flowers. And then it'll probably be done. So, how's it looking? I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. So, I'm going to hook in these flowers and come back and show you all the final product. I think I nailed it. So it went great. Check it out. My flower crown I made with 2 lays, a little bit of a wire, and hot glue. I'm ready for Beltane. I hope you guys enjoyed watching my video. I hope I don't look too goofy, and if I do, oh well. But thanks for watching me with my craft. Maybe I inspired you guys to set up your home a little bit for Beltane. Ooh, I like that with the flower in the middle, huh? He would hot glue all the little danglies, but oh yeah. I'd love to see what you guys do for Beltane, any crafts you do or any things you do to set up. And until then, like this video, subscribe, share it with your friends. And please be here on Sunday on Spirit Channel, which is on a YouTube channel, Spirit Channel, for Psychic Bob, Lord Tony, and myself. We're going to perform a Beltane ritual. And I'm really excited for that. And other than that, guys, have a wonderful evening, have a wonderful day, and blessed be.